So I'd like each of you to sort of briefly introduce yourself and tell us about TeleTalk and how all of you came together as a team. And anyone can go at any time. You guys can just sort of like coordinate that as you answer.
Okay.
Let's start.
Yeah, so my name is Shahbaz. I'm the CEO and co-founder of TeleTalk. And we've actually been working together for the past 15 long years now. This team has been together. This is our third startup together, and we've always focused on messaging services. So we've just done a transition from traditional SMS-based services to OTT app services with TeleTalk. And the mission is for us to build a messaging platform for Pakistan, for Pakistanis everywhere.
My name is Farnaz, and I've been with the team that we see for like good 10 plus years, in fact more than 10 plus years. And it never felt that I'm working in a company, or it always felt that I'm working in a family. And I call it my second home, and I've enjoyed all the years previously as well as here at TeleTalk. At TeleTalk, I'm looking after the user community, interacting with the users and getting the feedback from the users and communicating with them, and how can we actually improve the product. That's what I actually interact with the users, and then I communicate with the team, and this is all I do.
My name is Munawar Hussain. Currently, I'm serving as a Chief Technology Officer. As Shahbaz mentioned, we have been working together since last I think 14-15 years.
My name is Anil Malik. Assalamu alaikum. I'm looking after the monetization platform, the revenue side of TeleTalk, and we are working together for the last 12 years. Strongest bond, I think, along with the team, with the technology, and with the top management, and hoping to be the best. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Adnan Dotia. I'm serving over here as a Chief Operating Officer. What you see over here is a founders team of TeleTalk. Collectively, few people are still missing out of this founders team. And I look after the operational issues of this company. Beside that, the marketing, the sales, the product development on the monetization side. That is what my core expertise is. And beside all of that, further moving forward, I look after the alliances with private, government, semi-government organizations. So that is what my core is, and this is the team TeleTalk.
Alright, so I'd like any one of you to sort of answer this question. Chat rooms were really in back in the 90s, but the way those were, it's now moved to a completely different setup with incoming, a lot of things happened in Pakistan, whether it was 3G coming in, whether it was other applications like WhatsApp being, massive. How has your journey and your, the technology side of things, the monetization side of things, the heading or spearheading an initiative like that, so each one of you sort of bringing that perspective as to how it's evolved over the years, things like 3G, how they enable you guys to grow in markets or in areas in Pakistan which were otherwise sort of not equipped to really handle messaging or these services. So we'll take a different perspective from each of you, because each of you sort of look after a different horizontal within the organization. So anyone who would like to go first?
So just pulling back a little from the market dynamics point of view, really the inception for the idea, the inspiration came from a very important technology event that happened for Pakistan about 2.5 years ago, which is mobile broadband services finally came into place. When that happened, there was this intense competition between the telcos, and data prices started to come down, smartphone prices started to become a lot more affordable. So there was this growing of user base that started to happen around mobile internet services. So that was the opportunity that we saw, that the timing was ripe in order for Pakistan to actually plant the seed for their own messaging platform. The other opportunity that we really saw was Pakistan is a very young country. The median age for average Pakistani is 23 years. So this is the youngest in the entire region as well. So once we started to look at that opportunity, because youth actually are huge technology adopters, so the moment they come online with the internet services, they rush towards social platforms. And that's where we saw the opportunity to have a social platform that speaks to Pakistanis in their own language, and also really a platform for us to then build on services on top to address social issues such as financial inclusion, as well as digital services adoption, and final literacy rate as well. So the idea really is, or what the team's experience have been, we have connected mobile phone users with enterprises in Pakistan, utilizing some kind of a communication medium in the middle. We started off with SMS, and now we are transitioning that into OTT apps, which is basically messaging applications, right? But before we get to that goal, where we start to get corporations on board to talk to their customers on our platform, the journey really begins focusing on the customer first, to addressing their needs. And there has been a bit of an evolution where we started off as a P2P chat only platform, and it has gotten into a much richer transitions. To talk about that, I'll just invite Farnaz to give a little insight on that.
Okay, in terms of user community, we don't call our users, we call them teletalkers. So, why? Because these people, the Pakistanis or any other community that we are actually engaged in, they call this as a homegrown app. Because like in other countries where you see in China we have got WeChat, or in India it's Hike, or in South Korea it's KakaoTalk, we don't have any other messenger in Pakistan. And that's the reason we developed this messenger where the people loved it. Not because it's a messenger, but it's because of Pakistan homegrown messenger. And our tagline is Pakistan ka apna messenger. And they are proud to actually say it. So it's not confined to just young people like 18 plus, it actually goes above like 35 plus years old, because it's not only a messenger, it has other aspects as well. Like it has business integration, so it has news integration, it has videos, it has games, it has private messaging as well, stories we can upload it to. So it's not only one aspect, it's not only messaging, it's a whole grown 360-degree solution that we offer it to our users. So the users love it because it's Pakistani messenger, and plus they don't have to keep 10 different applications in their phones. It's one app that can serve all the purpose. And that's why this app is being loved by the masses in Pakistan as well as abroad. And we have been receiving like good feedback from the users. We have crossed like 1 million plus downloads here of TeleTalk, and it's growing immensely too. So I would like to invite Adilas to actually explain on how we can
Ideally, I would like to add a couple of more things which she actually just mentioned. Basically, the homegrown application and the benefits of it to get the integration of the local businesses as well. So that is basically one of the biggest vertical for us as a monetization, to actually to provide the integration to all corporate levels, to all their businesses, their business supports, engineering, and everything where the communication is the need of the day. So homegrown application with the local teams, the local infrastructure and everything is something which is giving us a very positive response in the corporate world. And this is where we are focusing on to build up an ecosystem within the platform. That is why we used to say TeleTalk is a platform, it's not just a messenger. So
something like the Pakistan may be, especially, I don't want to sound biased in terms of this government coming in and talking about local or homegrown, sort of promoting Pakistani services. How do you think that's obviously worked to your benefit, and how do you see that growing? Because parallelly, all the time we've been in the technology industry, you guys have been here, and you understand that a lot of preference was sort of given to companies that were global, or they were operating around the world. Even today, people might prefer WhatsApp over a homegrown messenger, but that narrative has changed over the years. We do think that you guys have a role to play there. If you'd like to add something to that, and how you see that shaping up in the future.
That is what basically the reason why when we have started thinking about to develop something a homegrown application, or we should say a platform, because we can provide the detailed integration with their backend solutions, whether it's an ERP or a CRM or any other thing. So we have that expertise in-house now to give them the detailed ERP integrations where they can transform their businesses via our chat solution within the application or outside the application. So it's both ways around. Like obviously, there are verticals such as mobile applications, such as web solutions. We have that expertise and these solutions available to give them the integration level up to that mark that our integration is actually connected with their backend CRMs, and then one whole solution is being provided to the corporate sector.
Yes, Shehbaz had mentioned that we have this experience of 14-15 years into this mobile VAS industry. So messaging previously was only an SMS. But we could see that there were a lot of compliances issues in Pakistan when we were providing SMS, that even a small organization, maybe a utility company or a banking sector, would come after us for compliances, that where the data is being hosted, how it is being hosted. So 4 years back, we envisioned that we need a local platform. A voice of Pakistan needs to come. Someone is just going to do it. Either it had to be us or someone else would have done this. So we started this whole operation of Teletalk.
Other than the global operators, which
Yeah.
are very
So 4 years back, we started this Teletalk, and we could envision that sooner or later this will happen. That there are going to be digital boundaries. Every country will be protecting their own data. The data that goes outside of Pakistan is being monetized, but Pakistan doesn't get anything out of it. Plus, there are other security concerns. So now, finally, with this WhatsApp and Facebook thing, government have come to realize that national sovereignty is at threat when the data goes outside of Pakistan. So now everyone has started to realize that you need a voice for Pakistan. There has to be a localized platform that is going to fulfill the need. WhatsApp is not going to be replaced. It's going to be there because of that network effect that it enjoys, being the first movers advantage that it has. But then again, you will have a local platform that can offer a lot more than WhatsApp, which is an international platform, and they will not be able to fulfill all the compliances and security issues that every country or government will apply to them. And we can see with the Europe moving forward with their policies, and Australia also tightening up a lot of things on these international, plus our neighbor India is giving a tough time to them, where 1/3 of the complete community on the WhatsApp is Indians. So over here we could envision that 4 years back, and we took this as a responsibility that we need to build this for Pakistan. And we have Pakistan का अपना messenger. आपस की बात अगर करनी है तो वो local platform पे ही हो सकती है, और वो हम यहाँ पे फराहम कर रहे हैं. This platform has a lot to offer. If I sum up all the conversation over here, it's going to be 4 words that this whole platform has to offer: communication, content, community, and commerce to it. And we are adding all of that we can do being a local player in this market. And this is something that we have already started. The monetization, the commerce is bringing the payment into it, the social commerce angle into it. The content side of it is to offer one-stop solution for all the content consumption that happens on the smartphone. The communication is not only messaging between the peer-to-peer, what WhatsApp is doing, but a lot more than that even organizations can adapt this as a platform where users can interact with their CRM, customer support centers, on a chat rather than voice, which is also getting an obsolete option of call centers where users have to spend a lot. And then this is the platform where I would say it's the preferred platform for user, which now they are chatting. It's the new platform, and voice and other mediums are just getting obsolete. So that's for my side. If somebody wants to add further to it.
So I'd like to obviously learn about the technology stack, also something which you guys said कि हम लोग constantly feedback ले लेके 4 years ago when you envisioned this, people would have said क्या ज़रूरत है इसकी, WhatsApp है, 10 और शायद local या global actually services available हैं. So we understand that when you say कि इसकी ज़रूरत थी and a local platform, obviously there was a huge market, and even right now there's a huge pie which is still uncovered because either people don't know about it, or they don't trust it, or they're not sure whether or not they have to make the move. How was the technology development sort of process, and if you could just sort of run us through that? You guys have been in the messaging service earlier on, but how is this different from?
As we mentioned earlier, we were doing the messaging on SMS, और जब हम इस पे आए तो it was a totally different technology stack. या वहाँ पे it's just server to server communication, और इस जगह पे जब हम आते हैं तो it's a customer और server के साथ जो है वही communication चल रही है. तो the concept क्या क्यों हमने इसको बनाना शुरू किया और क्या टेक्नोलॉजी और इसके ऊपर यार आई स्टिल बिलीव कि यार ये जो मैसेजिंग सिर्फ मैसेजिंग नहीं है, इट्स लाइक सुपर ऐप काइंड ऑफ स्टाइल, ठीक है. It's Teletalk is not just a messaging platform. It's kind of a super app. ठीक है? Because के और we still believe कि यार we can go much beyond जहाँ पे कोई international player आके पाकिस्तान में जा सकता है, we can go much beyond any international. More on our technology side, as we mentioned earlier कि यार हमने कोई कोर चीज या कस्टमर इंफॉर्मेशन या कोई भी जो प्राइवेसी से रिलेटेड चीजें हैं वी नेवर पुट ऑन अ क्लाउड इन्वायरमेंट ऑन इंटरनेशनल क्लाउड इन्वायरमेंट, वो सारी चीजें हम लोकली मैनेज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। स्पेशली ऑन अ टेक्नोलॉजी में ऑल कम्युनिकेशन जो होती है हमारी बिटवीन यूजर एंड सर्वर या पीयर टू पीयर भी है, इट्स टोटली इनक्रिप्टेड और इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ स्टेट ऑफ द आर्ट टेक्नोलॉजी कि यार वी बिलीव कि यार ये इसको आप डिसाइफर नहीं कर सकते हैं।
Especially because अब in the last few months जैसे in India का कोई आर्टिकल था उसमें लिखा था कि 2.5 crore people shifted from WhatsApp to Signal and other platforms because of this privacy concern. पहले शायद जब आप लोगों ने ये शुरू किया होगा लोगों को इतनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं थी कि हमारे डेटा मतलब हर कोई वो फॉर्म फिल आउट कर देगा उस पे everybody would agree. Now as people are understanding more about data security, more about obviously their personal safety and other things, this becomes more important. Maybe the youth doesn't, but the corporates do. They have certain guidelines, whether it's the regulation, other things. How are you, of course, also educating people at the same time? Because abhi jab ye WhatsApp ka, it blew all over the world, which is, one of the reasons why they had to also delay it. How do you guys see this, obviously, as an opportunity, and also a means to really make people understand why it's important to, to promote something that's Pakistani, that's working on your data sovereignty, and of course, keeping a national interest also.
So I'll field that question a little bit as well. So from our part, what has really surprised us, especially since the whole privacy concerns across the globe actually, ignited back in January. So we got a lot of inquiries from our end users, and specifically from our younger users who wanted to read our end user agreement, who wanted to see what our terms and conditions are, and who were very interested to find out that if we are not going to sell their data, how will we monetize? So it was an encouraging thing for us to actually see, because we responded to each and every one of them. We do a lot of community engagement at all times. So every user that comes on board, I think Farnaz will probably know them by name now. So the reason why we do that is because all of these concerns are emerging. As a matter of fact, we have to do less and less work now to educate this. But from our part, what we are trying to also drum up, at least letting people know about, is how we treat that data, or at least how our plans are in order to secure as much information as possible. So for us, we always knew from the start that we are going to be a gateway service keeper. हम message को अमानत की तरह पहुंचाते हैं. So at the meantime, we don't really, the intentions are never to be a sniffing tool or any of those. As a matter of fact, it's the counterintuitive for that. Like Munawar just mentioned, all of our infrastructure is localized. So as a matter of fact, if there's a regulatory policy that comes out tomorrow on OTT apps, will probably be the first app to be compliant to this, because we have treated data for very sensitive corporate communications previously in our careers as well. So we know how important that is from day one. Before people started asking those questions, we actually made sure that our answers were there.
So Teletalk is really built on those principles way before obviously people could bring it up. You already had that sorted out.
Yeah, we actually had a 5-year trajectory until we saw that privacy concerns are going to be paramount, because what happens is usually trickles down from top. The state feels worried about how their citizens' data is going to get treated, and then they start educating the public. But this time around, it's actually bottom up. We're seeing the public actually waking up to the fact that what value that they bring to a platform that claims always to be free. And so now it's actually going in the reverse direction as well. So actually it's happened much before what our timeline estimates were by at least a good 2 years. Yeah.
All right. Anything else that you guys would like to add in terms of course, your future plans, things like this? Abhi, let's say 15-year-old sort of like try to replicate. So in terms of the industry, how you guys see like एक तरफ e-commerce industry है जो काफी grow कर गई in the last, especially in 2020, How are those things, of course, beneficial to Teletalk, and how are you guys sort of really using those as building blocks to really expand and reach out to a deeper community?
For us, we're actually quite always shocked and surprised to see us being pretty much the only social, tech startup in Pakistan. We envision a lot more coming onto the fold as people realize this as well, because right now a lot of our ecosystem's focus is actually trying to get monetizable services like e-commerce, ride-hailing, etc. But what we're also seeing is people waking up to the realization of the indigenization of social and the fragmentation that it presents. India, for example, has got over 20 social media platforms, and several of those are 100 million plus, right? We saw the void get quickly filled in when TikTok left the market, when they put in the barriers of entry as far as that was concerned. So हमारे यहाँ we're going to see a lot of startups who are going to be hyper focused on certain verticals and start to build from that point onwards. I think it's just on its way, it's coming. People are experimenting with hybrid models where a fintech platform has messaging built on top of, there's a banking service with social built on top, but we're starting to see this spin-off start to happen as well, because the fear is always that the incumbents are so strong, how do we dislodge them? But we see it's a market of 242 million people now. And then if you can capture just a little piece of that real estate to build a community around it, we see a lot of value that's coming in. For us, the future trajectory for Teletalk is always start with the user first, fulfill their needs and whatever their core needs are, and then build services on top. This is really where it is. So through our technology, which we are gearing up to have mini apps plugged into the platform. So the idea really is to open up Teletalk for the entire country to build platforms, to build services, and then just plug it into the Teletalk cost. So that's where the whole microcosm of Teletalk is going to be supportive of it. So rather than building your own app, you can just write a piece of code and write a service and just plug it into Teletalk, and we can launch that as well. So that just makes the platform a lot more efficient, and so we're going to welcome each and every one of us who wants to plug in. So we see ourselves as an aggregator of services and platform as far as that is concerned.
So again, as Shabazz mentioned, super app or mini apps. So we have both solutions available. So let somebody come over and connect with us within the Teletalk, or we have a chat solution available where they can give us, we can provide them the SDK or any other way wherever they want to get connected with their own customers. Whether it's a CRM, we can build them up within their application or within their website anyways. So there are different ways, vice versa solutions available as a super app in Pakistan.
How we envision this whole thing is that wherever the messaging is going to take place, Teletalk is going to be part of that. So there are two angles of it. We have the Teletalk app where we are accumulating users of our own, and then there are going to be other monetization into it the moment it kicks in. But then we say that third party also needs communication support, and messaging is going to be the only medium of communication in future. Voice, video, messaging, everything will be taken over by OTT applications as compared to the legacy telecom sector that is being used. So we are providing them with those small mini app kind of a solution that they can integrate into their own website, into their own mobile application that they build. So we are trying to support the ecosystem with the messaging space only because of the fact that we have the infrastructure in place, the state of an art, and we want to open up this market for everyone to use. Not keep things to ourselves and our app, but we want the whole market to use messaging, and we are ready to support them with that.
Farnaz, my next question would be to you specifically. With social media, one of the things that happens is that चीजें आती हैं, बहुत trending होती हैं, and then they sort of disappear. जब Snapchat पे आया था, everybody was on Snapchat, whether it was at offices or others. Now TikTok has suddenly become a thing. So with social media or like community apps, for example, this is a concern, right? That they will have this hype. So you guys hit 1 million downloads last year, but then often there is a dip also because of this. That's the next big thing, always ready to be sort of launched, right? In a market like this or an industry like this, how do you sort of really keep up with the game and keep the community engaged? So downloads zaruri nahi hai. Of course, a lot of your work is involved with community engagement, right? With educating people, telling them about localized service, whether it's content, whether it's media, other things. So if you could just sort of elaborate on that portion.
Like we always interact with the users and actually ask them what actually makes them stick to it. और जब उनसे फीडबैक हमें रिसीव होता है कि उनको क्या चाहिए, ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम लोग एक प्लेटफॉर्म है जिसपे एक फीचर पे काम करके वी हैवंट स्टॉप्ड इट, वी आर इट्स कॉन्स्टेंटली एन इवॉल्विंग प्लेटफॉर्म. सो इट्स जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्टोरीज हैं, तो स्टोरीज पे पब्लिक स्टोरीज भी हैं, वी कैन एक्चुअली पुट द स्टेटसेस और लोग आपस में बात कर सकते हैं. द सेम वे व्हेन द यूजर एक्चुअली आस्क दैट यू वांट टू चैट विद द अदर यूजर विदाउट रिवीलिंग द नंबर्स, so there's another feature that we develop for them and so also live where they can actually have a chat, private chat without revealing the numbers. So in addition to that, when the user says कि जैसे when the January episode happened, most of the users were like you should promote the security aspects of this application. So that's what needs to be, because when they are aware of कि हमारा ऐप कितना सिक्योर है, डेटा पाकिस्तान में स्टोर होता है और हमें किस की एप्लीकेशन हमारे लिए कैसी बेनिफिशियल है, सो प्रमोशन इज नीडेड. सो हम उन लोगों के अवेयरनेस जैसे उनकी नीड्स के हिसाब से क्या आप बताओ हमें, सो वी एक्चुअली डू दैट इवेंट. जिस तरीके से टाइम पास होता है हम उसी तरीके से उसको हम प्रोडक्ट को भी, मार्केटिंग को भी कर रहे होते हैं, प्रोडक्ट को भी इवॉल्व कर रहे होते हैं बेस्ड ऑन देयर फीडबैक. एंड जिस तरह से कोई भी उनके कोई सजेशन आता है कि आप ये दैट वी एक्चुअली लुक इनटू इट वेरी डीपली एंड इट्स लाइक वी इंटरैक्ट विद द यूजर्स डायरेक्टली, बिकॉज आप इंटरनेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म्स कभी भी पाकिस्तान में आके यूजर से इंटरैक्ट नहीं करेगा. हम लोग लोकली यहाँ बैठे हैं, सो वी इंटरैक्ट विद देयर यूजर्स बेस्ड ऑन क्या हो, चाहे वो उर्दू ज़बान में हो, चाहे वो सिंधी में हो, चाहे पंजाबी हो. दैट्स द रीज़न कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा पर्सनलाइज महसूस करते हैं that we talk to them and they are talking back to us, whether it's on a call, whether it's on a message, whether it's actually we have a feedback channel as well in Teletalk where they actually interact with our support directly. Live support चल रहा होता है where we take the feedback, we take the complaints and we solve them. और उनके पास directly हम उसको solve करें, बस एक एक issue को directly उनको बताते हैं कि आपका ये problem solve हो चुका है. तो फिर उनको खुद एहसास होता है कि यार they are actually connected with us, that we are not talking to some kind of robot, it's actually a human that we are talking with. So उसी reason की वजह से people are loving the platform और उसी reason से they are sticking to the platform. Download is one thing, retention is one thing that we are actually focused on, and that's the reason that we are constantly evolving the product in terms of features or in terms of new features that we actually launch or in terms of user feedback in regards to the marketing or the promotion aspect.
Always try to keep our relevance over here. That we have to continuously work on this platform and we have to give what the user demands for. So if you look into this whole messaging, if we are chatting, where two people are chatting, we have given them a very customized keyboard that supports all sort of Pakistani language, Pashto, Sindhi, Saraiki, Urdu. So reason of doing that is that communication कभी भी रुकनी नहीं चाहिए. Language should not be a barrier to communication. So we have given the liberty for these small communities or larger communities also to chat in their own language. Not only that, but let's say if I am exchanging messages with Farnaz and I type something in Sindhi, so if she has opted her language as Urdu, so this is going to be a translation version that will reach out to Farnaz. So this is where we are continuously working. We have given them very customized sticker packs that only relate to a Pakistani communities. And they will be able to understand जिस तरह का जो मौका है. Let's say there is a cricket match happening between Pakistan and India. So the sentiments that are going to be out there, we have given a sticker pack related to cricket, which is only going to hit those Pakistani users, and they will understand what we are launching with those stickers also with time. Not only that, but we are also concentrating on other small communities with our private and public chatting groups that Farnaz has launched, and she is managing those also. Whereby, let's say there is a school, they want to get engaged with parents and students and vice versa. So these small communities are also given that liberty that within this they can communicate with each other, and whatever tools are required for them to power this efficiently, we enable those tools from the back end. So communication becomes faster. There is less miscommunication or gap. Everything is there with a read receive and delivery receive kind of a feature, which is a very powerful feature that gives confidence to these small communities that whenever they broadcast something to their own user base that they are building on their own efforts, it is being heard and then the responses are being received. So this is what this whole thing is. We listen to our user and we listen to them very frequently and we address everything that they need one by one.
Shivasa, would you like to cover a little bit about the investment landscape in Pakistan? Of course, Stellar Talk, and one of the things said by your own investors has been that one of the reasons they would invest in a team like this is because of the fact that you guys have been together for so long. There's a certain maturity that comes, there's a certain experience that all of you have had over the years. Your experience building a startup versus obviously working somewhere, how's that been for you personally, as well as for the company also, to really understand, pitch, to grow, and have that exposure?
Sure. One of the benefits that I think for us as a team working together, especially, we saw this as a very natural transition of what our core skill set was. We have been in this very industry for the past 15 years. It's the same ecosystem, and it's going through a technological shift from a legacy technology into something which is more new media and new age. And we saw ourselves in the middle of it, handling that transition. Along with it comes a lot of challenges. So when you're trying to build a platform of this nature, the rules of the games change. Like what Munawar Saab was mentioning, we were a business-to-business enterprise team. The way that we would approach technology and product development was different from when you become a consumer product. And when you're trying to get towards a business platform, but the journey starts from, once again, addressing what the user's needs are. So to do that, there's obviously a resource commitment that goes in, there's a time commitment that goes in, and with a senior team like ours who are coming on board, there's a lot of other management, stuff that we have to be responsible for and take care of. To fuel that fire, to make sure that that rocket's ship actually takes off, you need to have jet fuel in it, which is to raise capital. When we started off about 4 years ago, the landscape was actually pretty nascent because you had mostly a couple of VCs who were working in the market. The incubators had just started off, and then the VCs in Pakistan themselves were raising their own funds at that point as well. So it was so the conversation that we would have with local VCs were actually quite long and drawn out because they were going through their own transformation. But what was great about what we were doing is we were able to get to monetization very, very quickly, because this is a team that has done that previously as well. So we'll be able to actually sustain ourselves by generating our own income, because one vertical of our business was actually functioning quite well. It's actually quite profitable for us. So we were able to at least balance that period with these kind of adjustments. However, having said that, when the timing was optimum and when we actually started to aggressively raise, then we started to see a lot of foreign interests come towards Pakistan very quickly. One of the things that we also did from the start was, we've got a holding company outside of Pakistan, so we know how the investment structure works. So we raised our funding abroad and funneled it inwards as well. So we knew that would be faster. We knew that's the most optimal way to approach those things as well. So that worked out for us quite well, and which is why we were able to actually, out of the 7 investors that came on board under our seed round, 5 of them were actually foreign platforms. But we had a healthy mix of local and foreign VCs who came on board. That was 3.5, 4 years ago. When we were gearing up to do another fund round, which is unannounced while we were having this discussion, it just took us 60 days because the structure was already in place, the traction had already built, and the investment landscape was actually a lot more mature than it was back then as well. So once again, a great combo of local and international VCs that came on board, and the process was actually a lot less painless as well. So, for starting off today, I think the environment is a lot more sustainable. The opportunities are actually a lot more riper as well.
All right. And anyone else who would like to add to this? Anything else you guys would like to add? Okay. See you.